Okay, what's today? 2 days ago, the Commerce Commission of New Zealand decided that they would at least give the appearance that they want to do something to do with the excessive electricity prices that are bedeviling many of us, and are also, to a large extent, a good factor in the cost of living crisis that continues to blight New Zealand's economic recovery, but affect us all individually and our households as well, for a good time now. And there are many solutions to that. There are at the Commerce Commission, well, not solutions, but many of issues that the Commerce Commission is allegedly looking at. This and it has been criticised on a fairly regular basis, I might add, the Commerce Commission for being essentially toothless, and those critics, including everybody from the Consumers Institute through to Shane Jones, and saying that they're there to make sure that there's competition, and God, what are they actually doing about it? Well, 2 days ago, the electricity authorities put out a press release and said, we're on our way. I don't know where they're on their way to, which is why we'll be talking to our next guest about that. But they're on our way to level the power playing field in this country. And they put in there, they say that the electricity authority is moving to level the playing field between the four large gentailers, Genesis, Contact, Meridian and Mercury, and independent participants in the electricity market. I think the reaction of Shane Jones, from memory, was something along the lines of, wow, God, at last it's actually getting to doing something. But then when I read through a press release myself, I was going, what are they doing? Well, there's the issue, and this is why our next guest, outstanding and independent electricity commentator, and an analyst, Gavin Evans, and he joins us now to help us. Gavin, welcome to the show. Lovely to have you on.
Morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm very, very well. You would have read the same press release as me. I've read all the media reports that are attached to it. I do not understand what the Commerce Commission are doing, if anything, to try and bring down power prices in this country. Can you please siphon through the jargon and tell me?
Okay, so what the Electricity Authority is trying to do is fix the country's hedge market. And the hedge market is basically a market that lets generators and big users and retailers buy longer term contracts so that they can know what their power prices are going to be in 2 or 3 years' time, and so they can actually offer sensible prices out there to homes and businesses in the market.
Yeah.
The hedge market in New Zealand has been a problem for many years, and it was always a problem, and the problem's just got worse since the gas shortages since 2021, because it's very hard to have competitive prices when you don't have enough energy. If you think about it, to really have competition in that generation sort of market and the hedge market, there has to be spare energy somewhere, and we don't have spare energy. But so the Electricity Authority is looking at the few tools that it has to try and make things a bit clearer, so that if you're a new generator trying to build some solar somewhere, or maybe trying to get a wind farm going, those players need to be able to contract with the major generators so that they can offer contracts, so that they can make sure that they've got power when the wind isn't blowing and the sun isn't shining. And it's those kind of more specialist hedge products that the EA is trying to get the market to deliver more of. And what they really want to make sure of is that new players coming into the market are getting those kind of deals at the same price that the major generators would offer to their own businesses.
Right.
So
okay.
It's the right thing to try and do, but it will actually be quite difficult to do, I think.
Well, the other thing I've noticed from the press release that's come out from the Commerce Commission and the Electricity Authority is that they don't expect any changes to be in place until mid-2026.
Yeah.
And then there are a whole series of sort of reports or options papers, if you like, that are going to go out there in now, October and November, seeking feedback upon them. So they haven't really made a decision yet, have they, Gavin?
Well, they've made a decision on how the major players will have to disclose the pricing on their hedges, so that they really want to see some clarity to make sure that if a major generator
so that
offers,
they can see it. You mean the Electricity Authority can see how they're making their prices?
so that the Electricity Authority can see it, but so that the other players in the industry can see it. So everybody's got a bit more confidence that they're being offered kosher prices. Other things that they're looking at, they've created a new hedge product called a super peak hedge product, because we're getting really volatile prices now. We're getting very low prices at times and really high prices, and it's that volatility that is really hard for firms to manage. And so there is a new product out there that tries to cap those really high prices, but it's only just started. There isn't a lot of volume. Not many people are trading in it. And they're really trying to ramp that up and see if there's ways of encouraging more people to use those products, give them more confidence in the pricing of those products. One of the problems in New Zealand is that it's just such a small market. We don't have dozens and dozens of generators offering these products, and we don't have thousands of customers. We're talking about half a dozen generators who can really offer these types of products, and then we've got a few retailers on the other side who need them. And it's just hard to make these kind of small markets work.
Does that lead you to the conclusion that the electricity reforms have been a complete disaster?
Not a complete disaster.
Okay. A partial disaster.
A partial disaster. I'll step back a bit. When they set up the Electricity Authority in 2010, getting the hedge market working properly was a big priority, and they achieved a lot. But coming back to my first point, all these markets rely on having sufficient energy to start with.
Gotcha.
And basically that's the bigger issue here. The Electricity Authority can fix some things with the hedge market, but we're not looking at the bigger issue here. The bigger problem is the shortage of energy. And one of the reasons we're short of energy is because we're running out of gas. We're running out of gas really rapidly, and that's just pushing up the cost of all the thermal backup in our power system. Because we're building wind and we're building solar, and we're doing a lot of the right things, probably not as fast as anybody would want. But the cost of that thermal backup has gone through the roof. And not only that now, but we're in a situation where industry other gas users are going to run out of gas as well. The manufacturers, food processors, that sort of thing. They're all competing for a diminishing pool of gas. And I don't think that's what the policymakers have really got their heads around yet. That is the far bigger issue.
Yeah, no, listen, I hear you, and slightly frightened. So let's just take the trend at the moment, where we're going at the moment, and go. So what does this mean for domestic, sort of rural electricity users now? What is the practical implications of what the Commerce Commission has said, and what sort of pricing, given you've just talked about the gas market as well, what are we looking at for prices next year and the year after that, potentially?
I think one of the good things that's been done in the past couple of months is that the major generators have done a deal to keep a big coal stockpile at Huntly. And part of that deal is going to see one of the three Rankine units was going to be retired. So that's going to be kept. That's going to be recommissioned and kept in the market. And so that will help make sure we've got enough thermal energy, right? So that should help to keep a bit of a lid on prices for the next year or so, hopefully.
Well, it's interesting you should say that.
Yeah, discussions.
Well, I mean, the Commerce Commission have indicated, haven't they, that they they're actually looking at the Huntly Power Station as whether or not it's going
Yep.
to increase the cartels' entrenchment of their market dominance or something for Mercury,
Yeah, that's
Meridian,
right. Yep.
Contact, etc. So here the four big gentailers are going and saying, right, let's get together. Let's keep Huntly together. Let's go and stockpile some coal. Let's share this. And yet there's the Commerce Commission saying, oh, we're not sure. We think
Yes.
you're just entrenching
It's
your monopoly cartel.